Hi, Rehab.
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us here at GITEX today.
Thank you.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Alhamdulillah. Great. I was hoping if we could start off with just an introduction to yourself, your role, and a little bit about the company.
First of all, my name is Refaat. I'm feeling 40 years now, working in the IT department since 17 years. I'm IT certified as a computer engineer from Ain Shams University in Cairo. Working from in Jeddah since 2006 till now. The place I'm working in is Erfan Bagedo hospital. And this is really my first place, and till now I'm working in it. Before that, I was working as a developer and security, but when I came to Jeddah, that wasn't applicable for me. So I started working as a system administrator, and that was my start of the career. As a system admin, I started on two things, for security and for the infrastructure. So that's why I'm used on the hardware and the software, and I clicked on the things too much more than before, till I have reached the system engineer. And then after that, maybe 4 years ago, I am handling the infrastructure and operation manager in Erfan hospital. Until now, I'm handling the job. That's all.
Okay, amazing. And so Erfan Hospital is a valued customer of Nutanix.
Thank you.
And can you explain a little bit about your infrastructure prior to implementing Nutanix?
In Erfan Hospital, we are having more than a vendor for hardware, actually. We have IBM, HP, and Fujitsu, which are maybe all our competitors to Nutanix.
But also friends.
Yeah.
Nutanix.
Yeah. So we have started to have a look on a new era for having virtualization and having hardware high availability. So since that was a major task that we are looking for to handle it during the next years, we have started to look for Nutanix. I can say to you how Ahmed came to us, and I was curious about everything he is saying. While I'm sitting, I don't want to say I want to buy everything from you. I have this idea.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
hard
want
to believe sometimes when they're saying something.
He is explaining everything, and I'm looking down. Maybe he have the idea for me that I don't want to buy anything from him. But I am keeping myself. No, I will not go for buying anything. Now I have to get calm.
Playing hard to get.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he left, and we have started looking for everything in Nutanix. So I have downloaded and have seen the videos and all the things for Nutanix on YouTube, and have checked everything. Then I have started talking with the managers for the new hardware that we will buy, and to present the way that if putting investing money on that place would be helpful and will be as return back for us in a good way as we need it or not. Because actually no one heard on our side from 2 years or 3 years about Nutanix yet. You have HP and IBM, so why to go for others? You are very satisfied with that. So in order to leave something like that and go for Nutanix, it was some hard to explain. We have started actually, and we have put most of the healthcare, and that was unexpected at the beginning. Before we have got the chance of buying the things, before it by 2 months we didn't have these ideas. We have started by going for the lab system. So first thing that we have gone for to replace all the IBMs that I have it by one unit of Nutanix. One unit of Nutanix which have 3 nodes on it, and it was really successful story. I can say to you that maybe Ubay is not here now, but was with us. He came in 10 days. We have finished hardware receiving. In one day we have finished the installation, and the next day we have gone live.
Wow.
So we have finished everything in 13 days.
Wow.
Everything in 13 days, and we have gone live by the lab at that time. So it was a success story for us. That's the first thing. So since that was a small thing, I replaced 12 servers of IBM by one unit, two racks. I have replaced it by one unit. You can't expect that what I have done yet.
Yeah.
So going for something like that actually was a surprise for everyone, and it was a success story. After 5 months, we have to have another look for replacing another system. So the first system was that for the lab system, and it was with a company for I can't know the company name now. But we have installed everything with them on the Nutanix, and also successful. So the next step was the radiology systems, and this is much major project than the lab. Lab is actually depending on text data, so it's small data, while radiology depends on a very huge data which is related to the imaging of CTs and MRI and like that.
Right.
So it was a good project, and actually we have gone also through Nutanix. And they were very helpful to get the hardware in time and installation. I can't, if I thank too much, Engineer Osman, Engineer Nemr, Ahmed Shour, Ubay, and Dwidar, everyone was helpful on that project. Then we have started it. It was a major important thing that we go with a company like General Electric for installation like that, because actually General Electric is not a small company that do not have policies on their hardware. So if there is a hardware that will have an installation on it from their side, it have to pass through the requirement through them. So we have gone through this example before we buy from Nutanix anything. If this was successful, we will go for the next step.
Okay.
Yeah. So they made a training for GET, and they gave them pilots to try on it. And we have started installation of everything as an example first between the two companies. This was the first thing, the cooperation between the two companies, General Electric and Nutanix, for that project. And we have, till they succeeded, everything as a pilot. And when GE said to us that we are accepting the company Nutanix, as they accepting before, they accept only Dell and HP, so they added to them Nutanix.
Okay.
At that time, when I get the acceptance, we have gone through the installation and accepting of Nutanix, and we have got. We stayed maybe too much for installation because we have some regulation during the Corona and like that. So everything have been remotely. No, we have done everything remotely. We didn't see anyone from the Nutanix team and from GE. And no one seen anyone because also we are a hospital. No one wants to come in.
Yes.
So we have finished everything during that time, and we have moved all the data of the hospital. You know, Erfan Hospital is since 1981. So we have very old data, and we are not leaving our data of the patient. We keep everything for the patient on our side. We are not deleting the data. Ministry of Health keep use for 10 years, and we are not deleting even more than 10 years. So your record is there. So all of these data have been migrated from HP and from EMC to files and Nutanix hardware. And we have started to use everything. Next to that, we have used also radiology information system. So we have PACS information system and then radiology information system. And we have just finished from a month ago cardiology information system. So actually we have now moved all the healthcare supportive systems to Nutanix, and we have left the hardware now of HP, and also we have installed some virtual switches and some load balancers. It means that even the network devices and appliance we have installed it too. So what I can say, mashallah, it was a good experience, and what we have reached we didn't. Yeah, I'm sure that I was expecting this, but I'm delayed till I'm feeling everything that is calm and moving down as I expected.
Right.
I'd like also to thank everyone for going for this project and having some patience with me. Really, I'm very hard worker with the people. So in order to have everything as you need it, you have to have a hard time with everyone. But at the end, you are satisfied with what you have reached.
Of course, and it's a big investment. So obviously you want to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I wanted to ask you. So I'll come to the investment, maybe the return on investment that you saw, but how did, moving all of these critical healthcare applications to Nutanix, how did it benefit the end users, the patients? Did you find the patient experience was enhanced?
What I can say is the patient experience is not affected as much as you're saying, because the system is not for the patient. These systems are facing the doctors and nurses and the technicians. So no one sees except the one who is making diagnostics. So I'm just explaining it. If you turn it to the speed or something like that, you will find that the speed of returning the image is smoothly or not smoothly. For cardiology systems, we are talking about videos. So there mustn't be any delay for anything.
Right.
Even a second or millisecond, it will differ too much for the diagnosis. So what we are making is that the doctor, his diagnostic and his patient health is depending on his report and his seeing and viewing of the image that he will see on the system. If he is not able to see it correctly in time and correctly with the high availability that we have got it and always available in time that he is seeing it, he will have a hard time later. So it will you can expect it that the patient is not seeing it, but he will be affected on another.
They will experience. Maybe you can't see it though.
Yeah. The one who will see this is most of the healthcare system is not related to the customer at the end.
Right.
The patient itself.
Right.
It's related to the doctor and nurses and technicians.
Yeah.
So all of those, if they have find the system quick and supportive anytime that they need it, they are depending on it. You can feel that if you have things that tomorrow we will have 30-minute downtime for any network maintenance or anything. So you will find everyone saying why they cannot wait.
Right.
They cannot wait. So that means that actually the system was giving them everything in time, and they are depending and stable on it. So this is what I can say for the customer certification. So my customer certification is the doctor and technician. It's not the patient.
Not the patient. Yeah, understood. Well, thank you so much. This was very, very insightful. Really appreciate all the information that you shared, and thank you so much for being a customer of Nutanix. And inshallah, we will see you again soon.
Inshallah, so thank you.
Thank you so much.